Shalom, shalom, Israel. I'm your brother Kaya out of Jim Escape out here in Phoenix, Arizona. You know, the other day, yesterday, well, actually last night. I go outside. I work at the house, working at the plantation. I work nights and whatnot. And man, one of the gentlemen that I, talked to at my job. One of Jake. Not a brother, not one of the brothers in the truth, but people you work with. Me and him, sometimes go out, take a break, walk the premises of the hospital, and walking and whatnot. And I explained to him because he knows, he asks questions about different things about the Bible. Of course, I explain what I can to him. He knows Yahweh Shem Shah by name. He understands that. And the other day we're out. He even notices chariots because he'll say, "Is that a chariot right there?" That's what you see in front of you. This is what this picture is. This is the curse that goes upon the earth. See, this is the thing that's coming out right now. This is what's talked about or has been talked about, and Esau has lied. Esau still talks about green men, the Greys, the Anunnaki, or they say demons. This is what's driving these orbs. They're demons. Well, if that's the case, then this devil knows these demons on the back of his heel. These demons are coming for him, for Esau, Edom, and you heathens, and 2/3 of our people. And when I mean they're coming to destroy. You see this picture. Of course, they're coming to deliver the elect out of the house of Israel. But see, this is that curse that goes up on the earth. And once again, going back to me and the gentleman, and I happen just to look up, too, and I'm like, yeah, these here are chariots. Me and him going for a walk, and I happen just to be looking up because that's what we do. I'm looking up, I see a chariot go by. He's looking down while he's having this conversation about whatever he's talking about, and the chariot goes right across. And right when I say chariot, he looked up, it disappeared. These chariots have always been around, and they're definitely watching us. They're watching. They're there. They've always been because, you've heard me say this, our ancestors sung songs, "Swing low, sweet chariot, pick us up to deliver us home." So they seen them too, and they knew what they were. While Esau, Edom tells you what? They're green people, they're the Anunnaki, they're big-headed lizard people, or they're big, tall, 8-foot white people with silver hair down their back. This devil is still lying. We constantly tell you what this actually is. So now today, of course, you can go on the internet, and now all of a sudden Esau has released all these different videos on the chariots. Going against fighter jets, going here, going there, going from the deep of the water, shooting past, turning on a dime, going one direction and switch directions instantly, flying around planes, all kind of stuff that they've done. Basically toying with Esau. How beautiful it is to see. And then the other night too, when I had went out by myself, also without the gentleman, I was sitting in the car. And I get out and I look over and I look up and I'm watching one. I'm like, that's probably just a star. But I'm thinking, wait a minute, it's way too close. And when I mean that bad boy was bright, man, my goodness, the brightest white I've ever seen, just bright. And so I'm sitting there looking at it, I'll make a long story short and I'll get into the scriptures, just looking at it, I'm thinking, my eyes playing tricks on me. It ain't moving. Then all of a sudden I turn around, I look back at it, and it's flying higher, then it stays low, and he just starts coming across. I even took a video of it. I wish I could share it because, the handshaking, I'm jumping around, moving my arm and stuff. The Octane will be able to see when I give it to them. Maybe I might be able to put it on here. I'm not really sure if it'll upload. But anyway, when we see the chariots, we understand what they are. We know who's driving them. And we also know what they're going to do. And they're beautiful. From what we can see, they are extremely beautiful. They turn all different colors, from white to baby blue, from baby blue to turquoise, from turquoise to beautiful amber red to orange. They flicker all types of color, or some of them are just pure white. And the beauty of it is too, when we pray and we say, call all Yahweh Shem Yahshua, and we talking to Yahweh Shah and we giving praise to Yahweh Shah, you'll see them. Sometimes they'll bright up even more. or they'll blink, or they'll flicker real high. Another beautiful thing, you know? And it's beautiful that Yahweh Bashim Shai allow us to see them, because we know what they're going to do. We know who's driving them. We'll say our brothers. And I know that may sound far-fetched, and many people are like, oh my God, what do you mean brothers? Well, yeah. Our brothers. The angels. Our heavenly family that's up there. And I know that throws a lot of people off. A lot of you may not understand that. But it is what it is. They are who they are. And see, when they come, what they're about to do, as I said, look at this this picture down here. You see, that's what's coming. This is what Esau is afraid of, and he should be. And there's scriptures that tell you this is going to happen. The destruction. See, right now they're very high up, and they look like little small footballs or orbs, just little small orbs that you can put in your hand. But when a close-up comes, you see this picture, what they really look like. And this is just a picture, you know. They can look like this. They can look like all kinds of things. But anyway, y'all want to get a few scriptures on this, you know. And I was just thinking about the chariots that I seen yesterday. And the chariots for the elect are a deliverance vehicle. You know, that's why the scripture, I think it was the ones in Isaiah and Revelation, where it says, come up hither. And then they were pulled up and their enemies beheld them. You know, come up hither. That's why we tell you the only way out is up. And the only ones that are going up are the elect. The elect out of the house of Israel. Many scriptures even say so. You know, and you got the Christians talking about a rapture and all this other stuff. We're telling you exactly what's about to happen and what these chariots are going to do. Well, before I start, I want to give all praise, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Wadash. Of course, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders that have taught us this truth and rule well. Also, want to tell the elders the water for not being subject to change, because these elders have been on the script ever since they got on the highways and byways and before. The water to Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai for the elders that have never changed up. Sound and giving sound doctrine and still pushing forth, still out there on the highways and byways. The water to Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai for these men. You know, also want to say, you know, shalom to the 144,000 out there, which I hope that I'm a part of, that remnant, the elect. I also want to say shalom to the speckled bird, my brothers and sisters out there that may look like another nation, may look like the heathens, skin tone, eye color, whatever. You may look like the heathen, but are not the heathen. Once again, this has nothing to do with your outside appearance. You're not being saved if you're chocolate brown. That does not mean just because you may look like an Edomite that you are. If you have pale skin or whatever. Because we understand the diaspora, the scattering, that we will look like all nations. I want to say shalom to my brothers and my sisters out there. Shalom. I want to say shalom to the Akwath and to the Akim that are listening. This lesson won't be very long because, you know, once again, I got to get ready for the plantation. And pretty soon, that's going to be something of the past. Pretty soon, this plantation situation will be coming to a close for all the things that are happening right now. But I wanted to get into this just for a little bit and get a few scriptures, right? Because remember when I said earlier, this is the curse that goes upon the earth, you know, because these chariots are going to be used to destroy. As I told you earlier, they're going to be used to gather the elect, and they're going to be destroying the heathen. They're going to be destroying Esau, Edom, the Edomites over here. And whatnot, these heathens. It is what it is. Oh, and once again, it's not green people. It's not the Anunnaki. It's not the gray. So everything that Esau has told you, the white man has told you, is nothing but a lie. And the scriptures have told you who's driving these ships, who's driving the orbs, which are called chariots. They're called chariots of the Lord. Who drives them? Psalm 68:17 tells you there are angels. Matter of fact, Enoch. Oh, and I'm not talking about the book of Enoch. That bullshit book. that got everybody freaking confused. What is that? Pseudepigrapha? Bunch of nonsense. So, what was I saying? Oh, in Jude, speaking of Enoch, because Enoch knew back then that what would happen in the end. And he prophesied. We'll get that too, Jude 1 and 14. Proving that the time would come that the chariots would be used to destroy. In Isaiah the 66th chapter, and these scriptures that I'm talking about, we're going to get. The Yahweh Shai is going to bring the host of heaven, the angels, and they're going to put in some beautiful work down here. And when I mean they're going to put in some work, baby, y'all see this picture? This is what they're going to do. So when a white man tell you, oh yeah, they're green people, they're this, they're that, they are not. What was it? I can't think of his name. The dude that not ran NASA, but he worked for NASA. We were talking about him a couple of weeks ago. I cannot think of his name, but I did a video on it, and many brothers have. When the man sat there and told the Edomite woman, and y'all probably heard me talk about this, those that have listened to me over time, that may have heard this, seen the video and heard what I was talking about. But going back to that video, you know, the man sat there, I'm assuming Edomite man, Edomite woman, and they're having a conversation. And basically, he tells them, we basically had contact with him. So he says, you know, the ship 3-4 football fields long, you know. He said, and you could tell he's nervous. When he's telling this story, you can tell he's nervous. Not nervous because of what Esau gonna do with him. He was nervous because of what he knew. He knows who's in those ships. And he knows that they've been lied on. Now, did he say, oh, you know, there were men 9 feet tall with wings and all of that? No. What did he say? He said basically when the door opened, he said the men were tall. He said he could barely see. He could see them, but they had to be 7, 8, maybe, possibly 9 foot tall or taller. She said to him, what do they look like? Do they look like us? Other words, do they look Caucasian? Do they look like white people? Now you may wonder, why did she ask that? She asked that going back to 1 Maccabees 3 and 48. Because see, these Edomites have lied. They have sought in the matter of fact, let's go there. Why she asked that. And bear with me. Let me see. Bear with me. Because see, the lie has been going on and on and on since the Renaissance, since Edom came back into power. 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 48. This is what Esau did during the Renaissance. This is why when you look at the angels and they show pictures of God, they're always Caucasians. They're always white people with blonde hair down their back. God is a big white dude with a big old beard. Yahweh Shai, who they ignorantly call Jesus, has this feminine look with long brown hair. The shit that they drew in, that's not what the angels look like. That's not what Yahweh looks like. That's not what Yahweh Shai looks like. Here you go right here. 1 Maccabees 3:48. And I'm going to why she said what she said. And laid open the book of the law. The Edomites did this during the Renaissance. Wherein the heathen have sought to paint the likeness of their images. So why did she ask that question? Do they look like us? Do they look like white people? Because all their life they've been lied to. They've been told the angels are white. They've been told God is white. They've been talking about the Son of God is white. That's why she asked. Do they look like us? Is what she asked. Oh, that nervous look on that man's face. He put his hands, his old crinkly hands to his temple, and he was just, you know, like he was terrified. But he, I'll give it to him. He held it together. He held it together. And he looked at her with a steel look. No, no, they don't look like us. Well, what do they look like? He said, have you ever seen a people or a race, a people that's never been conquered? The looks on their face has never been conquered. And she said, what do they look like? He said, they look like what? African Americans. Let that settle for a minute. They look like African Americans. Other words, they look like Negroes. Polished brass, remember? Because the angels talk about what they look like. Color polished brass. Well, what do you think we look like? Polished brass, brown, from tawny. Tawny is another word for say like red bone, the yellowish look, goldish look, to dark like me, chocolate. And the nervousness that was in him. And you should have seen her when she sat back. You know that mind was going 1,000 miles a minute. See, these Edomites, which they know now, they know they in trouble. See, that's why right now, I seen a video. I think it was, I don't know if it was Elder Manak Zakbar or the brother from Kansas City. I can't remember that brother's name. Lovely brother. I love listening to that brother's video from KC. It was one of them that went into it, kind of, or one of the brothers did. That, at the end of the day, these devils know. They know they're in trouble. They're starting to realize these are the children of God. Now a lot of them are saying they're sorry, or they want to say they're sorry, and we were always on your side. We with you. No, you're not. See, now when the time of their judgment has come and the curses are falling upon them, now they want to be buddy. That's just like Edomites. Now we're sorry. Now we want to show crocodile tears. Now please. No. Damn that shit. You about to catch the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Oh, and you're going to catch the wrath of the angels. Oh, you're going to catch the wrath of the elect brothers that get spiritual powers, the brothers that are changing the twinkling of an eye, brothers that get spiritual powers on his side. Oh, yes, these things are going to come. These things are going to happen. See, the closer we get to this time, you're going to notice these Edomites. Some are going to buck up and want to fight and do all that other stuff. And some of the others are going to be like, oh, my God. Now, we'll say this. Some of them, like I said before, the speckled bird, are generally saying, hey, I'm sorry for what my people did. I'm sorry what we did. Because they may not know who they are. Esau is a proud person. He ain't really about the sorries. If you know what I mean. Of course, he'll say sorry with his hand behind his back with a blade in it. But anyway, right? So let's go to this scripture. So lock it for being long-winded. We'll go back to that Jude. So where we're going to go, because remember, I did say at the beginning, Zechariah chapter 5. And we started verse 1. The flying scroll. Now, this is not a literal rolled up piece of parchment paper. And, some people may take it as, a flying piece of paper. No, this is going into a chariot. The flying roll. Then I turned and this is Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. A flying roll goes right back into a chariot. That's what they're called. They call them today UAPs, UFOs, spaceships, all that kind of stuff. In the Bible, they are called chariots. They're also called horse. They can be called horse. They could be in the cloud. They're called different things, right? But it is what it is. They are the chariots of the Lord. And who drives them? The angels. Zechariah 5:2. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off. Now, who stole us? Who stole us? The Edomites, the Idumeans. plus the heathens. When you think about stealing, is he talking about, oh, somebody stole a Snickers out of a grocery store? No, he's talking about us. Who stole us? And some of you probably have forgotten or don't know, we've been in the hands of everybody. Most people remember that the Israelites were always slaves for disobedience, right? Who are we slaves to? The Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, the Egyptians, the Assyrians. I've already said the Egyptians with these Hamites, these Africans. These Edomites, the Romans, the Edomites, the Idumeans. Even down to the late 40s, 50s, which is Esau. When we were beaten and raped and drugged and all kind of, and torn asunder and eaten. We've been stolen property. And we've been found in their hands. Regardless of how many they want to kill of us and whatnot, that does not wipe it away just because they kill some of us. Thinking, oh, well, they're God's people. Let's get rid of them. So we ain't got them here. It doesn't count. Bullshit. Excuse my French. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side, according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side, according to it. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. And the thief is Esau, Edom. Oh, you heathens are not getting out of this. Y'all need to remember Psalms 83, 2 through 7. Since y'all signed the deal and did what you did with Esau, Edom, y'all are guilty. You heathens. That's why Obadiah 1 and 15 says you're not even going to escape. Heathens. Heathens are the other people of the nations. Not just Edom. Edomites are not just in trouble. You heathens are in trouble too. This is Zechariah 5 and 4. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof, and the stones thereof. It's going to be destroyed. Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, lift up now thy eyes, and see what is this that goeth forth. So you have the understanding of what this is. Matter of fact, bear with me, see if I still have it up. Let me see, bear with me. Hopefully I don't. Bam. All right, watch this. I said this, and this is what it gave me. This is what Google gave me. So I'm going to let you see for yourself. See what it says of what the chariots are. Zechariah chapter 6, right? The vision of 4 chariots, where the 4 chariots emerged from between 2 mountains of brass, each pull. Oh, this is verse 6. I read verse 5. But anyway, we're going to get this too. All right. The quote, when the prophet Zechariah asked what they are, the angel answered, these are the 4 spirits of the heavens, which go forth from, standing before the Lord of all the earth. The meaning, the chariots represent God's spiritual agents or angels that go out to patrol and execute his divine will across the earth. Now, Google just told you, as we've been telling you way before Google, what was in the chariots. See, this is how another reason why we know through the elders, the apostles, Abba Bivens down, to the elders that was preaching this truth way back then, explaining what the chariots were, way before Google popped up, way before Google and all this. The meaning of what it meant, what they were. While everybody else said, they don't know what they talking about. What do you mean angels? Man, I'm a green people. I'm a lizard people. That's the Anunnaki. That's the Greys. No. It tells you right here. And we're going to get Zechariah 6 and 5. The meaning, right? The chariots represent God's spiritual agents or angels. And it also gives you Psalm 68 that goes out to patrol, execute his divine will across the earth. So now when we see them going here and there and they're doing what they're doing, what are they doing? They're patrolling, they're watching us. And they let us know that they see us. They'll, lights be brightening and they change different colors. And, it's, just me speaking as a man, I'd be like, man, I say, what's the angels in there? Not saying they're doing this, just me speaking as a man. You got an angel standing there and he got like a button or a switch and he's clicking it, click, 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 and it's changing all different colors, the chariot. And we look up and we see, because we see him when we at camp. We seen one at camp last Saturday. He made sure we got his attention. He was up there flickering, baby. The click, 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 that bad boy was dancing. Then the brother had a real good phone and he zoomed in on it. It was like a little star, like a big old star, and it was glowing. Oh man, it was beautiful. And in the middle is like a dot. You couldn't see who's driving, but you could tell something's in there. Someone is in it. One of the angels was driving. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Beautiful for us. Curse for everybody else. Well, such is life for them. But anyway, right? So look, it tells you even here in Google, as we've been telling you. Matter of fact, let's go back. Is anybody confused? So we got this, right? So this is the curse that goes up on the earth, which goes right back. Oh, bear with me here, Sean. These big fingers of mine. This. That's what it looks like when it's going to get close. Now, some will look like this, grays and different colors. Some will be white and gold and beautiful colors. You see what this one's doing? It's a zapping, boy. That's a big fire. Boy, you see that, boy? Y'all see that smoke? Boy, this is serious. You burning up all kind of stuff. Man. Ooh. Then y'all got to, and the nukes too. Oh, man. Boy, oh, boy. All right, let's go to Zechariah real quick. Hope y'all being edified. Bear with me. Let's go back to the scriptures. Zechariah, because I did say we'll get Zechariah 6, right? Because that's where we were at. Oh, it was in 5, but we're going to 6. The 4 chariots. Zechariah 6 and 1. And I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots. So now you know what the chariots are. Out from between 2 mountains, and the mountains were mountains of brass. In the first chariot, was red chariot were red horses, and in the second chariot black horses. And in the third chariot white horses, and in the fourth chariot, if I'm saying that, grizzled and bay horse. Look over to the NLT, it said dappled gray. Okay. I don't know what dapple gray is. I guess I'm assuming, just me assuming, because I don't know what dapple gray is. Matter of fact, let me see. I ain't looking up meaning words. I don't know if it's going to tell me exactly. I'm assuming like a dark gray or a steelish gray. Let me see if it's here. Oh, okay.
Strong's H1261. Barod.
I can say that one somewhat. Spotted, marked. Okay. Graduates, most primitive sheep, goats. Okay. Spotted. Okay. Tree rod as he spotted as if it was hail gristled. Spotted. Okay. Spotted. All right. Spotted could be just different colors. Dark, dark light, something like that. Anyway, let's go back. Slovakia. Let me see, where were we? Zechariah 6 and 3, and the third chariot, Slovakia, and in the third chariot white horses, and in the fourth chariot gristle and bay horses. Then I answered and said unto the angel that talked with me, what are these, my Lord? And the angel answered and said unto me, these are the 4 spirits of the heavens, which go forth from standing before the Lord of all the earth. See, this is what it is when we keep telling you it's the chariots of the Lord, the angels. So you have the understanding what's about to happen, what they are. And I'm not going to say we're the only ones that see them, because he didn't see them. Yahweh Shem Shai is making it known to all these heathens and these Edomites. They may not know what's going to happen to them. They may be oohing and eyeing at the colors. Every now and again, you'll catch a video of people seeing them in different countries, and they're like, oh my God, what's that? Oh, it's beautiful. So they may be flickering and doing different colors, but they don't know it's a judgment coming upon them. This is the curse that goes upon the whole earth. This is the curse. Matter of fact, I did tell you that we're going to get Psalms right, which proves, once again, angels. Who's driving it? Psalm 68. Hopefully y'all being edified. I know we have newcomers and we have new listeners that are listening in, and sometimes we will go back, into these scriptures and go back into other things and, explain. I'll try. Hopefully I'm making it easy for whoever's listening. Hopefully I'm making it easy for you to understand. Excuse me for, my Swahili sometime. I get a little excited and certain words may fall out or fly out. I have to work on that. But Psalm 68, right? Psalm 68 and verse, here it is, 17. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai, in the holy place. So once again, you know who's driving them. The chariots of the Lord are angels. Matter of fact, I told you earlier that we'd bring out Jude, right? Jude chapter 1 and 14. And let's see what it says. When I talked about Enoch, and I'm not talking about the book of Enoch, that nonsense. Enoch, yes, is a real person. Jude 1 and 14. And Enoch, also the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints to do what? To execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Judgment is coming, and the chariots will be used to push forth judgment. Judgment, death. That's the best way I can tell you what's coming and what them chariots are going to do. And not the Navy, not the Marines, not the Army, whatever Esau got planted under the ground ain't going to be able to do a lick of crap to them. They will not be destroyed. That Area 51 and they shot one down is a bunch of nonsense. Most likely, Area 51 most likely is DARPA, where they're building their robots, where they're building their solar cannons and whatever else they building down there, lightsabers and whatever else that Esau's making. That ain't gonna do diddly squat. Now it will kill a bunch of people what they got, but it ain't gonna do nothing to no angels. It ain't gonna do nothing to the chosen men that get spiritual powers. Shoot, man, brothers get that spiritual power gonna be going through stuff like wet toilet paper with ease. Matter of fact, going back into the chairs, let's get one more and I'm gonna close out. Isaiah 66 tells you to. Isaiah 66, and we can start at verse, bear with me. Hopefully y'all are being edified. Isaiah 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots. Yahweh Shai is coming with fire, with the chariots, the host of angels, the host of heaven, like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebukes with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So you see, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one's tree in the midst of eating swine. That's all you religions out there, every last one of you. And the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. So all these religions, Catholics, Jehovah's Witnesses, Seventh-day Adventists, whatever, Yahweh Shem Shai is going to destroy every last bit of them. Every last one of them. Because they've all lied. Every last one of them. At the end of the day, they all had Esau was in their pocket. Esau was in their ear. Matter of fact, I'm glad I said that, because Elder Menachzah, I believe that was that brother that had that picture, and I want to use that. It's a picture with the Ku Klux Klan whispering into Jake's ear at the church, telling him what to say and what not to say. Because you got to understand, with that situation, that's a 501c3, and we'll talk about that another time. But as we talking about right now, the chariots that's gonna come and start destroying. Sooner than later, they're gonna start wiping things out. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one behind one tree, in the midst of eating swine's flesh. And you know what swine is? Pork. And the abominations and the mouth shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. And that's one more thing I'm gonna say before I close out. All you eating pork and stuff, and y'all keep saying the dietary law, as long as you pray over it. Why would this be here? And this is a future judgment. If you could eat pork and just eat shellfish and crab and lobster. Also, this goes into what the lies and the things that these Christians and these religions have told. Right? If everything was okie dokie to eat and to listen to nonsense, why would Yahweh Shai destroy them? And he's telling you here what he's about to do. That means all your religions on this earth will not save you or deliver you out of nothing. Because they're going to be eradicated. Scripture's right here in front of you. It is what it is. So now you understand. This is the curse that's coming upon the face of the earth, upon the whole earth. Judgment. Well, I'll say this. I hope you was edified. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rach, Wadash, and Shalom. Until the next time.